Oh man, it sure does feel good to be home. That was some good away from home time. I hope you don't mind. I'm gonna record this. You don't mind, do you?
I ain't got no problem with it, brother.
All right, tenfold. I want to say thank you for coming and picking me up from the airport and taking me and swinging by the Critter Sitter's house and picking up Boss Lady and picking up Snow there.
Hey, man, there ain't nothing to it but to do it.
I hear you. So, I almost made it might have been a mistake when I was in New Orleans.
Oh, my word. What did you do?
I went looking at a house.
Dude, why?
Well, because I don't know, it just seemed like the right thing to do.
You don't like staying out here in LA with all of us?
Well, I didn't say that now. I just wanted to go look at it because it had a lot more room. I'm not saying the house I got now is small, and that's not.
Not by any means at all.
I mean, take you half a day to walk from one end to the other,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not counting the backyard.
Lordy.
Um, but I was just looking how it was set up. It was something that I could have been potentially interested in last year before I got this home. Uh-oh. What's up, boss lady? Come on now. You all right? Um, it had a pool, and the pool looked really pretty.
Was it a big one?
Yeah, it was a big pool. But the only drawback was that it wasn't enclosed, with the screened in enclosure.
Oh, you get all the bugs and
I was like, but it would have been really good because it was a 4 bedroom, 3 bath house. And it actually it looked like it was, for a family,
right.
like for a mom and dad and couple kids.
Yeah.
And it even had a playroom that could have been converted into another bedroom. So it had potential to be a 5 bedroom and a 3 bath house.
Wow. I bet it was expensive, wasn't it?
Not no more than the one I got now.
For real?
For real, man.
Wow.
So, I mean, this house that I bought in December, it's actually a 3-2. But technically, because, they enclosed the garage and made it into a bonus room, which is where my office is. My office is in the garage.
Right.
So this could have been technically turned into a 4th bedroom. Square footage wise, the one that I looked at that had the pool, it wasn't that much bigger than this one.
Wow.
But I liked it because it had tile and hardwood floors. It had a screened porch, and the backyard was fenced in. But my biggest worry would have been if, you know, letting Boss Lady and Snow out into the backyard. I'd be scared one of them would have ended up in the pool, and I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Especially if I was trimming leaves or raking or whatever. But I was really tempted. I was seriously considering about putting in a bid on the home. But then I remembered everything I'd have to move.
It's a lot of stuff there, buddy.
And then I said, I really need to rethink this. And so I rethought it, and it's like going against what I would like to have versus do I really need it? And right now, I really don't need it. I'm happy with where I'm at. I'm happy with the home. I'm happy with my yard. I'm happy with everything, you know. But that pool was just calling my name. I'd never had a pool. The only pool we had growing up was the lake or the creek.
I remember those days. I remember.
Or the river. And I don't remember too many trips that we made to the ocean. Few and far between.
It was our great vacation.
Right? But I don't know. It was just a thought of maybe I was thinking back to when my wife was alive and what she envisioned in the house and what she was looking for.
Yeah.
And then we got that one house that I had. Oh man, we bought that house probably about 2 years after we got married.
Mm.
And I stayed there. Oh my word, I must have lived in that house over 20, 25 years.
Wow. Yeah, because that was around the time that I introduced you to.
Yeah. Yeah, we was at a concert, wasn't we?
Yeah, buddy, watching some Floyd.
Yeah, Pink Floyd concert over 25 years ago.
Seems like yesterday sometimes.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Crazy.
It is.
Hey, man, do you remember? You remember Doc during that concert where he was trying to get over to where his women are, and they just blew him off?
Yeah, and I also remember he wasn't feeling no pain.
No, he wasn't. You know, he snuck his jack in there with him.
Everybody was sneaking everything in there.
That was some funny stuff, man.
And yeah, I remember that. But I'll tell you what, the old women wasn't gonna give him a time of day.
No, they weren't, but he was enjoying it.
Yeah, he was.
He talked about that all the way home.
Yeah, didn't he say that a couple of them gave them their phone numbers?
Yeah, I think he made that up.
Didn't we go out to breakfast? I think it was like maybe what was it, like 3 a.m?
Yep, we sure did. Shoney's, Denny's, somewhere like that.
Something like that, yeah. And I think you and I were the only sober ones in that group.
I believe so too. I think the whole damn restaurant was full of drunk people.
And I think most of them came from that concert.
Probably so.
My goodness.
Mm-mm-mm.
Brings back memories.
Yes, it does.
Did you I called Doc every day to check on him.
Mm-hmm.
Did you happen to swing up there?
I did, man. Before I went up to the airport to pick you up, I stopped by his place, and you know, he was kind of down and depressed because his back was hurting him so bad, and he didn't feel like getting up and doing anything.
Well, I know that he's on the schedule. Did he mention any phone calls coming from the VSO or anything
He
from
told me he was still waiting for it.
what about pain management?
That's a joke. According to him, he may never get it.
I tell you what, that's just craziness all the way around.
Yes, it is. I try to cheer him up, you know. Tell him I come up here maybe Monday or so. Take him and go fishing or something.
Well, don't forget to take his little seat thing that he's got, like it's like a walker, but it's got a built-in seat.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Y'all gonna go to where it's flat?
Yeah, where I'm planning on going, it's all flat land. Leads straight up to the lake.
Okay, so he'll be all right.
Oh yeah.
But I went to some interesting restaurants. Some of these restaurants I couldn't even pronounce the name because I don't speak Louisianian.
Louisianian. I've heard it all.
So because their language is not like ours.
No, they do speak a little different now.
And I had to keep looking at my waitress, and I had to at one restaurant, and I'm like, I am so sorry. I don't understand what you're saying. And so she had to break it down for me. You know, it's a totally different atmosphere there. People are nice. They're the scenery is just different.
Yep.
And you know, and it's someplace where I could I don't think I could blend in because of my my southern accent.
I've been to New Orleans a couple of times, and yeah, I stand out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, I think I did, but it's all right.
Yeah.
I met the reason why I went. I don't know if you remember this. I don't know if you remember him. But he went on and he does speaking gigs for this company. I can't remember the name of it.
Hmm.
But do you remember Larry?
Yes, I do. Very well.
He invited me out there because he was giving a an engagement. He was a speaker and he did for IT, the development of where the technology has, how far it's come, what roadblocks are ahead, what they've fixed, and issues of this, that, and the other, cybersecurity type.
It's been so long since I spoke to Larry. I didn't realize he had gotten into that field.
Yeah.
I always told him he had the voice for it. I always played with him and said, Larry, you got a voice made for radio.
Well, he does good. He did real good. I, to be honest with you, I only half understood what he was talking about because that's like way out of my field.
Right.
If it's not plug and play, I can't follow you.
True.
So, but what he spoke about was really interesting, you
Hmm.
know. And so I was out there. I stayed at I want to call it like a bed and breakfast, but it was more like a vacation rental,
Right.
and it was in the Garden District
Mm.
of Louisiana. Very pretty.
Oh, yeah.
And I had breakfast up by the river. I had lunch in the District. I went all over. I tell you what. I think I must have gained about 10 pounds this week. I'm going to probably go to Albuquerque, New Mexico next time.
Should have took that right turn at Albuquerque, huh?
Right, that right turn at Albuquerque. Like I said, I think I was thinking back to when she was telling me what type of house and everything and how she envisioned it and this, that, and the other. And I think that's what caught my eye was the way it looked on the outside. And then when I went in for the open house that
Mm.
they had the open house yesterday, Saturday.
Was there a lot of people there?
Ooh, yeah, quite a few, quite a few. And I
Yeah.
was looking at all the details and everything. And boss lady, I'm gonna need you to just chillax.
Now, you know that if you decide to move to New Orleans, you're going to have to set up a room for me and Doc.
Well, that's the reason why it was a 4 bedroom. It could have been potentially a 5 bedroom with the playroom. Could have set that up.
Yep.
So it would definitely have room for visitors, extended stays, and uh, but the more I got to thinking about it, I'm like, you know what? Why go through putting this house up for sale? I haven't even lived in it 6 months.
Mm.
So I know that I wouldn't, it just be an even trade,
Sure.
just pay off the mortgage. I wouldn't make anything off of it.
Right.
And then I was like, well, I don't want to go digging into anything and having to put up 30% towards that other house.
Yeah, man, it can get expensive. And look, at our age, you'll never live to see it paid off.
Nah, I'll be lucky to live to see this one paid off.
Right?
So, RJ,
Yeah, man.
your old lady, she's all right with you hanging out over here, right?
Yeah, she ain't got no problem with that. Matter of fact, she told me she likes it when I'm out of the house.
Really?
Yeah, says it gives her a chance to clean up. I never understood that. I didn't think I was that messy.
So, you feel like staying for a late lunch, or is she not going to be okay with you eating and then going home and having to eat again, or can you eat two different meals?
What she don't know ain't gonna hurt her.
Okay, because I was just going to cook up some hamburgers and have some French fries or something to go with the hamburger, something easy. Because I'm going to tell you what, I need to get back to eating my normal food because all of that rich food,
Mm.
oh my word! Like I said, I gained 10 daggone pounds
Wow, man.
at least. My britches is getting tight on me. Have you had anything interesting happen?
um, Not really. I mean, it's been kind of day in, day out stuff,
Yeah,
Been nose to the grind.
yeah, that's true.
About all you can do these days, man.
Oh, my goodness. Look, that's Doc.
Oh,
Hello, man. Yeah, I'm home. Yeah, RJ came and picked me up. from the airport, and we went and got Boss Lady and Stove from the Sitters. He wants to know if you're still gonna come up to his house on tomorrow, Monday.
Yep, I'll be right there.
You say, yeah, he'll be there. He wants to know what you gonna be doing. You know what? Do I need to give you the phone to hit? Come on, man.
Just tell him we're going fishing.
He said y'all going fishing. When am I coming up? Tuesday. Well, I figured we go do your errands on Tuesday and go to the grocery store. Do you need groceries? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. Well, he'll see you what time tomorrow?
About 9:30 in the morning.
He said about 9:30. Uh-huh. Okay. All right, man. You take care. Bye. That boy got impeccable timing.
Yes, he does.
Oh my goodness. It's like he always knows. He calls me when I'm out working in the yard or when I'm in the shower.
Yep, that sounds like Doc.
He knows I'm in the shower. I'm not kidding, man. Every time I turn, I'm in the shower. That phone, and it's him. That's some crazy stuff.
I know, man. I know he'll be glad when he can get on the road and start driving himself around again.
Oh yeah, you know that's right. You know that's right. Yeah, you know. So how long have you been married now? How many years has it been?
Good night.
Been almost 30?
Yeah, about 28, 29 years.
Good Lord have mercy, man.
Yeah, you get past 20, you keep forgetting the year.
You do?
I do, but don't ever tell my wife that.
Oh, I ain't gonna tell her nothing, man. I don't know nothing. Mm-mm. So, how'd y'all keep it together?
By stuff like this right here, by me getting out of her hair, by her getting out of my hair. She goes and plays cards with her girlfriends and whatnot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is it all? Is her and them girls still playing penny poker?
I think they upped the ante a little bit.
Well, they up the ante on the penny poker, huh?
Yeah, I think they're going to a dime.
Inflation.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
It's okay though, because she comes home sometime with a pocket full of dimes.
Do you remember when you could make a phone call with a dime?
Yes, I do. That's been a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. My goodness. Speaking of a long time ago, it doesn't seem like that long ago that we were all at that Pink Floyd concert.
It don't, man. I can still flash back and remember some things I wish I could forget.
Isn't that the story of everybody's life, man?
Yep.
Yeah. But unfortunately, those things come to the forefront. You're like, man, I shouldn't have done that. You introduced me to my late wife now, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I've been knowing Isabella for quite a while. Yeah, we worked together probably about a good 5 or 6 years before I introduced her to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she was married before. For the longest time, she didn't want to talk to nobody.
Yeah. You know what? That's the way I am now. If somebody was to try to set me up on a blind date, I'd have to pass. It'd be a hard pass.
Yeah. Yeah. She was a good woman, man.
Yeah, she sure was. I'm gonna tell you something. She made sure there wasn't I'm gonna tell you what, whenever I'd come home, everything had its place. And she used to yell at me because if I couldn't find it, she'd go find it and pull it out and hand it to me. Let's just say a pair of pliers.
Yeah.
I would take those pliers and I'd put them where I would remember where I put them. I'd go back when I needed that pair of pliers. It's just for repairs around the house.
Right.
I couldn't find those pliers. And I'm hunting and she says, what are you looking for? And I'm like, those pair of pliers that you gave me. I put them over here. And she says, oh no, they don't go there. She put them back where she had put them.
Mm-hmm.
She had everything situated. She had a toolbox, not a toolbox, but like a tool bag.
Yeah.
You know? And she had certain tools for the inside screwdrivers, different sizes, different shapes, the whole night, all the, everything. And they were what she called the house tools.
Yeah.
And she used to get irritated with me because whenever I'd be working on something in the garage and I'd have to go in and get a glass of tea or whatever, I would take in my tools and I'd lay them on the kitchen counter. She'd come right behind me and she'd say, "Don't lay that on my clean kitchen counter. I just disinfected my kitchen." She was so meticulous.
Yep. That sounds like Nina. You know, she has her scissors and her sewing stuff around,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll pick up a pair of scissors and go use them and leave them where I was at.
Right?
She crawls all over me.
Mm-hmm. And she would always tell me, she goes, "Those are your," she called them my outdoor tools. She told me, she says, "The outdoor tools don't belong in the house." She goes, "That's the reason why we have the house tools." I was like, "I'm just coming in to get a glass of tea." She goes, "Do you have to carry your wrenches and your socket sets in here and everything?" And I'm like, "It's just a wrench,
Yeah.
you know?" But that was just the way she was. And I guess that right there is what separate, that's, the total opposite of us, but we got along so well,
Yep.
you know? And she had this, she was very sarcastic. I don't know if you remember her sarcasm.
Yes, I do.
And she had a mouth. Some of the stuff that came out of her mouth, it'd be like, I never really would have said that, but okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because from looking at her, Miss Prim and Proper, you would never think that she would talk that way.
Oh no. She looked like you said, prim and proper.
Mm-hmm.
Not a foul word. Oh,
Mm-mm.
yeah, right.
So, but her sarcasm, I guess you could say, is what attracted me to her, because we played off of each other. My dry humor and the stuff that she would say would make you spit out your drink.
Yes, it would. I'm so glad I introduced you to, man. That was a good match.
Yes, yes, it was, and there'll never be another one.
Nope.
Mm-mm. Nope, never be another one.
God forbid anything should ever happen to Nina. I don't know what I would do.
Be just like me, man. Just sit around thinking back about the old days and everything and all the stuff.
Hey, man, I had my grandkids come visit me the other day.
How'd that go?
Really well. First time I'd seen them in about 6 months.
What was that?
Well, my son, he had taken a job out of state, and his wife and the kids went with him.
With it.
Yeah, man. They went to Missouri for a while.
Oh, okay.
He's a lineman, you know.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. But, you can still get them during the summer. You can always say, "Look, I'll pay for the plane ticket."
Yeah. I enjoyed having them around. They didn't stay but a couple of days, but it was nice to have them.
Oh, summertime's coming up.
Yes, it is.
They might need a vacation too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Papa can take them out on a boat.
Mm-hmm. So you might want to think about that now, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Put a bug in Mama and Daddy's ear and say, "Look, I'll take them for a couple of weeks, give y'all a break." And here you are, you're at I don't know, you probably at the beach somewhere with the kids, staying up in a hotel on the beach.
You know that's right.
You know?
You know, Nina, she loves kids. She loves them. She loves them grandkids. I think she loves them grandkids almost better than she does Mark. I've seen Mark and his wife Melissa come over there and go with the kids, and they do something, and Mark and Melissa will get on to them. And Nina will be like, "You better leave my babies alone."
Hey, what's a grandmama for?
That's right.
So, and of course, you stand up and say, "That's right. Don't be picking on them kids."
That's right. Then I get that look, and I know what that look means. So I simmer down.
We all know that look now, don't we?
Yes, we do.
So don't be messing with the grandbabies.
No.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun. Maybe we could all get together and maybe take a long weekend to the beach. Maybe drag Doc along too.
You would enjoy that.
I think you would too. So, but Doc has one thing that when you look at it, it screams at you and you just you wonder why. That's that man's laundry pile.
Well, I haven't seen that part yet.
I said, "Man, what's all of this over here in the corner?" He goes, that's my laundry. I said, man, have you worn every stitch of clothes you have to your name? He says, well, I haven't been able to take it to the laundry room. So I took all of his laundry to the laundry room. And I said, ma'am, can you come in here and pick through your laundry and put it in? I said, man, because I'm not touching your dirty drawers.
Or his nasty socks.
I mean, that stuff could walk themselves to the laundry room.
I love Doc to pieces, man. But his feet, oh my God. He could take his shoes off in his house and smell them in my house.
Oh man, don't you let him hear you say that. Wait. You just wait. If he catches one, I ain't gonna say nothing, but you better not slip up when you go up there tomorrow.
I know.
You know they did get him hooked up with a podiatrist, so
That's good. He needed that.
yeah, but his appointment isn't until July.
Figures.
Yeah, that's just like his primary isn't until July, and he may not even keep this primary because they may decide that they're gonna switch his primary again.
That's why I'm glad I don't use the VA anymore. I used to use the VA.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't tell everybody. What branch of the military were you in?
I was in the Marines.
You were in the Marines.
Yeah.
All right.
Semper Fi. Hoorah.
Exactly, man. So they I don't get it. He's having so much difficulty, you know? And he asked me if he would have better luck with a private insurance company at getting treatment and everything than if he was to strictly use the VA. And I told him, I said, well, man, I said, you might get better luck, but I can't say that it would be at little or no cost.
Yeah. I mean, you'll definitely get better care, but you're going to have to pay for it.
Yeah. See, that's that old man sitting on a pretty penny with that property he just bought, right?
Yes, he is. Because it gives him something else to do.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, it really increases his income.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to tell him on that. I think he needs some advisement from a different source, but it not be me, because I would say that yes and no, like to use one as a primary and one as a secondary insurance.
Yeah.
To have two different insurances, one to pick up the bulk and the other one will come back behind and pick up the remainder. Then that way, if he had any out of pocket, it'd be minimal. It wouldn't be a whole lot.
No, and he wouldn't have to pay a lot, like you said. I think I pay, the most I've ever paid to see a doctor is like $40.
I don't know what to tell him. He needs some type of guidance, and I'm not the one to give it to him. Maybe he needs an impartial person.
Yeah.
To come in and show him. Maybe he needs to speak to a person who deals in the private insurance industry, like I don't know, one of these random ABC healthcare companies.
Yep.
He needs to speak with several of those so he can get a generalized idea of what he's looking at.
Yep.
So, come on, boss lady. You know you can do it. Jump up here. Come on. Come on. Get up here. She's being spicy today. Since I picked her up, she's done nothing but been spicy.
Mm-hmm.
She was quiet when she wanted to be in your lap when you drove. You saw that, right?
Oh, yeah. She was right there with me.
So I don't understand her. She thinks she has to drive vehicles. So,
King, you about ready to put them burgers on, man? I'm getting hungry.
You getting hungry? Sure, we can do that. Absolutely not a problem.
Sounds good to me, man.
So, until next time, everybody, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other, love one another, and I'll see everybody in the chat on the regulars. Take care.
You guys have a good one.